Media.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Kansas Missing and Unsolved podcast. I'm your host, Ricky Chabregi, and joining me tonight is Brandon from, is it North Carolina?
Yeah, Raleigh, North Carolina. Yep,
Yeah.
that's me.
He's sitting in for Derek tonight. Derek is on his way to Wichita with his band. They're going to be, put this up here real quick here, in Wichita tomorrow night. Trying to find, Kirby's Beer Store, doing a show with another band called Sometimes on Sunday tomorrow night at 8 o'clock there. So if you guys are in Wichita and you want to stop by and say hi to Derek, that's where he's going to be tomorrow night at 8 o'clock at Kirby's Beer Store. And I'm trying to read the address on there. It's so small I can't read it, but
Don't worry, I can't read it either. So
well, we want to let everybody know where Derek's at tonight. So
yeah, let's see. Let's check in here. Christopher Unruh saying good evening, Ricky and Derek from Greensburg. I think he posted that before he realized I was here. We got Gene Wheeler, hello from Kansas. Ellen Dotson's in the studio with us tonight. Roxanne Fisher Jackson. Shanna Holstead saying hey from Wichita. Oh, we got a lot of people in here. This is great.
Cool.
Mr. Unruh.
Yeah, Kelly Upoff.
Kelly saying hi.
Alicia Perez says hi, long time no see. Top City. I wonder if that means Topeka, maybe. I don't know.
Old T Squared checking in. Derek looks a lot like Brandon tonight. Yeah, I guess he kind of does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, buddy. So how things been, Ricky? You been doing okay?
Yeah, it's keeping busy.
Good.
Stepped up as the assistant department manager at my Menards store there in the hardware department temporarily. It's only temporary until the boss gets back, and first part of December. So trying to get adjusted to a new schedule as far as hours. My days off and everything are still the same, but some of my hours are jockeyed around where I'm doing 6 a.m. to 1 p.m, and it's been a long time since I've got up that early. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Salty Monkey, hit that like button. Yeah, definitely hit that like button. And then I saw up here, Baby Blue Eyes is here. Yep. We got everybody here.
Salty Monkey, nice. We got a few people in from YouTube tonight. That's really good.
Yeah.
A couple of different places.
Good deal.
All right,
please keep sharing the show. Yeah, keep sharing the show out there and let everybody know we're out here and we're doing what we're doing. Of course, we got a full show for you again tonight.
All right, let's take a quick break and we'll be right back with our first case. Stephen Anderson.
Doing a little bit different tonight since Derek's not here because he usually takes care of
bear with us, Derek.
Derek
usually does the flyers for show. So yeah, I didn't have a chance to get those done tonight, but I did get a located safe for y'all video safe for later. So we're good to go there.
All right. Stephen Anderson, missing from Rice County, Kansas since August 9th, 2022. He's 30 years old. He's 6'1", weighs 170 pounds. He's got brown hair and hazel eyes. If you have any information regarding Stephen's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call the Rice County, Kansas Sheriff's Office at 620-257-2363 or the KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't get Stephen located and back to where he needs to be.
So that one's pretty recent, just a few months ago.
Yeah. Definitely. Hopefully he's safe wherever he's at and just needs to get a hold of people and say, hey,
Yeah.
here's where I'm at. Come get me.
Hopefully it's just a case of I don't want to be found by people. Just leave me alone. I'm fine, but until he says something to somebody, you got to assume he's missing.
Yeah, my brother's asking where Derek's at, and Kelly up. I was saying Derek's going to Kansas to play music. Yeah, he's going to be in Wichita tomorrow night with his band. He's on the plane headed that way right now. So, yeah,
Pam says
he'll be back next week, I'm sure.
yeah, he'll be back. He'll be back next week. It's not a problem. Just doing a little fill in. Normally I do all the behind the scenes stuff. Pam says
Right.
she shared to her local police scanner page in
All
Topeka.
right,
That's
Pam.
cool.
Thank you
Thanks,
for that.
Pam.
I appreciate that.
Appreciate it. All right.
All right.
You want to keep moving along here? We have Tierra Long.
That one's one I think I did yesterday, possibly.
Yeah, it says October 3rd there. So this is a pretty recent one.
Yeah, missing from Wichita, Kansas since October 3rd. She's 17, 5'1", 102 pounds, brown hair and blue eyes. If you have any information regarding Tiara's disappearance, you know of her whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9452 or 316-660-9456 or 316-263-6011 or the KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't get Tiara located and back to where she needs to be.
Yeah, that's one of those.
Looks kind of sad in that picture, doesn't she?
A little bit. That's one of those ones where she's 17 and, Derek just said, like Derek always says, just one more year and you can pretty much do whatever it is you want. You're a legal adult at that point, So hopefully we can get her found and make sure she's safe.
Let's see. Sarah Barker Lewis is asking, will you be covering Alex Nunez out of Great Bend?
We can write that down and cover it next week.
Yeah, we can do that. I'm gonna look real fast here to see.
Sure.
The name's semi-familiar. I just want to make sure I've got a flyer for him. Okay, good deal.
Okay, good. Yeah, we can add him to the next week's show.
Yeah.
Not a problem at all. How about we talk about Tucker and Zola?
Yeah, this one I've been keeping a pretty close tabs on. I've spoken with Zola's mom, and she's pretty worried about Zola and wanting to get her home. And she's believed to be with Tucker Eshelman. He's missing from here in Salina since October 1st. He's 16, 6'2", 250 pounds, blonde or strawberry hair and green eyes. Zola is missing from Goddard, Kansas since October 1st. She's 15, 5'3", 130 pounds. She has brown hair that's dyed purple and blue eyes. Like I said, she's believed to be with Tucker. Do know that they were looking for him here in town. They believe they still might be here in Salina, but they also may be trying to get to the Wichita area, so you might keep your eyes out if you're in the Wichita area as well. It's believed that they came here, and like I said, to Salina and then to Canopolis out that way. So, again, she's 15, she's 5'3", weighs 130 pounds, brown hair, dyed purple, and blue eyes. She was last seen wearing a black shirt, blue jean shorts, and black shoes. Tucker, 16, he's 6'2", 250, blonde or strawberry hair and green eyes. I don't have a clothing description for Tucker. If you have any information regarding Zola's disappearance, you would know of her and or Tucker Eshelman's whereabouts, please call the Salina, Kansas Police Department at 785-826-7210 or the Goddard, Kansas Police Department at 316-794-2051 or KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't get Tucker and Zola located and back to their respective homes where they need to be.
Yeah, Zola's 16.
She's 15. He's 16.
She's 15. Okay, it's hard to see here.
Yeah.
15.
Yep. And hopefully we can get them located and back to where they need to be. I know police are looking hot and heavy for them and taking all tips and things like that. And I had a gentleman message me yesterday, and he commented on their flyer as well that Tucker got a hold of his son, and I saw that Goddard PD commented to him and asked him to call them. So I know they're actively looking.
That's good.
So Excuse me, I had to take a
Veronica
drink there.
Milburn says, "This is my niece praying she comes home safely." Yeah, we are too.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely hope they're okay, and just need to call somebody and say, "Hey, here's where we're at. Come get us." I just really hope they do that.
Yeah, me too. Hopefully, it's just a case of little teenage angst and
Yeah,
a misjudgment, and then a hard realization that you made the wrong move, and coming back.
yeah. And Trisha saying hi to Donda, and Audra Harris, my ex-wife, saying good evening to the both of you.
Oh, hey.
So it's cool. Yeah, I mean, we're still, we might be divorced and have been divorced for 12 years, but we're still good friends.
Yeah, that's great, man.
And Trisha said, sorry I'm late. Don't forget to share the feed. Definitely don't forget to share the feed.
Yeah. All right, let's see here. Who we got? Trego County, Kansas, John Doe.
Yeah, I had somebody actually message me that one in the inbox, I think yesterday or day before. And I was like, you know what? I want to do that one.
All right, let's cover it.
Yeah. Okay, this is a Trego County, Kansas John Doe. This was on February 19th, 1995. A young girl was hiking in a pasture in Trego County, Kansas, an area approximately 1 mile from I 70 and the small town of Ogalla. As the girl approached the banks of a small secluded pond, she discovered a human skull in the mud. Investigators located additional bones and clothing remnants scattered in the surrounding meadow. The man was estimated to be between 5'10" and 6'1" and 180 pounds with a muscular build. He had shoulder-length brown hair, and his teeth had extensive, high-quality dental work. A black nylon back brace was located near the remains, indicated he may have had an occupation that involved heavy lifting. The man is believed to have died between October and December of 1994. His cause of death could not be determined. Based on the clothing remnants that were discovered near the remains, investigators believe that the man had been wearing bib overalls, a thick red felt coat, and plaid shirt. One new hiking boot with a Vibram sole was also located in a ravine a short distance from the remains. There were several hair elastics inside of one of the pockets of the overalls. If you have any information regarding the identity of Trego County, Kansas John Doe, please call Brian Carroll with the KBI at 620-603-7116, or you can email him at brian.carroll@kbi.ks.gov, or you can call the Trego County, Kansas Sheriff's Office at 785-743-5721. Again, he's on NamUs as well. His NamUs ID is UP2426. He was found on February 19th, 1995, Caucasian male between 35 to 55 years old. And he's currently undergoing testing. And I did see where they compared him to Jack Schultz, who's a missing persons here in Kansas. And was determined not to be him. And he was compared to Stephen Hammerly, who's missing from over in Riley County. And he was determined not to be him as well. So, I mean, I know those two eliminations definitely.
Well, hopefully they can figure out who this guy was, and
Yeah.
maybe bring some family some closure of some sort.
Yeah, definitely. It'd be nice to. I'm sure he's got some family worrying about him, wondering about him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a quick break and we'll be right back.
All right.
Leaving an abusive relationship is a highly personal, individual decision, but all survivors benefit from having trusted people during this time. Since those experiencing abuse are often isolated by their abusers, it's important to know how you can support survivors on their path to finding safety. If you or someone you know is a victim of domestic violence, please reach out to the hotline at 1-800-799-7233. Again, that's 1-800-799-7233.
All right, how about Natalie Hull?
All right. This is one that I did today, actually. I reached out to her mom after I was tagged on the post that her mom put up. But Natalie's missing from Wichita, Kansas since October 3rd. She's 15, another 15-year-old, 5'7" to 5'8", 130 pounds. She has light brown or blonde hair and brown eyes. And the photo on the right is her current hair length right now. It's believed she may be on the south side of Wichita or possibly on Broadway, also in Wichita, and it's thought that she might be on foot. Again, she's 15 years old, 5'7" to 5'8", weighs 130 pounds. She has light brown or blonde hair and brown eyes. And again, the picture on the right is her current hair length. And she no longer wears braces, as what's shown in the left-hand side. Her braces are no longer part of her. So if you have any information regarding Natalie's disappearance, you know her whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9452 or 316-660-9456 or 316-263-6011 or KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't get Natalie located and back home where she needs to be. I know her mom's, worried sick about her and wants her home, and she really thanked me for doing this for her. And I just told her, I really pray that it helps get her found, located soon and safe. So,
Ricky, for both of us, we both have daughters ourselves. Mine
Yeah.
are 10, and yours are a little bit a little bit higher of an age, closer to 15 and everything. So
16 and 17.
16, 17. So, like when we cover these kind of flyers, this stuff really, it kind of hits home for us a little bit more.
It does.
Because you start thinking about your kid, and you can't help but do that. And so you put yourself in these parents' situation. And I really, really hope we're able to help find some of these kids like Natalie, are just young and maybe made just one bad decision, and it landed them somewhere weird and they need help getting out.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully she's safe wherever she's at, but I just really hope she gets a hold of her mom, says, Mom, here's where I'm at, come get me.
Yeah, come pick me up. Yeah.
I know she's probably worried about getting in trouble and stuff like that, but I mean, she needs to let her mom know where she's at so she can come get her. Wichita is not the most friendly place to be missing in.
Yeah, well, I mean, we have a whole show based on it. So
yeah.
That's one thing I told my daughter. I was like, hey, no matter what situation you might find yourself in, just call me up and I'll come get you. I'll come pick you up. I don't care where you are, what you've done, who you're with, what you're gotten yourself into. I will come pick you up. No questions asked. Bring you home. And we'll talk about it in the morning. I was like, I'll give you the night to just come home and feel safe and warm, and then we'll discuss what happened in the morning.
Yeah, definitely. And I've talked about this before about the runaway thing. Even if they're thought to be, by law enforcement, thought to be a runaway, I still think they need to look into that to see, did they run on their own accord, or were they talking to somebody online they shouldn't have been, that maybe talked them into running?
That's the big thing. That's the big thing now, is that they get talked into it. I mean, not necessarily on their own idea. They get talked into it by somebody online.
Yeah, just a runaway might have worked 30, 40, 50 years ago, but not in 2022. I told Derek on one of our other shows here a while back, got to thinking about it. And if you really think about it, our kids are more accessible to predators than they've ever been in any time in our history, with cell phones, computers, tablets, online gaming. I mean, they can get to them anywhere. And it's scary. It's really scary.
It really is. And there's probably a group of them, just that's what they focus on doing.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's how they do it.
Definitely. And that's what we do. What we do is to try to warn people of this stuff so they can keep a closer eye on their kids, Yeah. We don't, I don't like doing these missing flyers for these teens because you never know where they're at or what's going on with them, but definitely want to get them found and back to where they need to be.
Absolutely.
If we can get them out of the hands of somebody that's trying to do something bad to them, even better.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep rolling with Micaiah Reeves. I believe I said that right.
I believe so. That's how I would have said it, Micaiah. It's such a long list here. It takes me a second to find him. I apologize.
Oh, you're good, man. You're good.
Oh, there she is. Okay. This is from Kansas City, Kansas. Is September 21st, 2022. She's 17 years old. 5'5", weighs 215 pounds. She has black hair with gold braids and brown eyes. If you have any information regarding Micaiah's disappearance, her whereabouts, please call the Kansas City, Kansas Police Department at 913-596-3000 or the KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't get Micaiah located back to where she needs to be, because I'm sure she's got family that's looking for him.
All right. How about Ryan Larson?
That's one we haven't covered for a while. Derek kind of brought him up a few shows ago, and I wanted to get him back on the show because it's been a while. And there hasn't been any new information that I could find at all, but he's missing from Levice, Nebraska. Since May 17th of 2021, he was 11 when he went missing. He'd now be 13, so he'd be a teenager now. He's 5'8", weighs 125 pounds, brown hair, hazel eyes. Ryan walked out of his La Vista Elementary School located at 78th and Terry Drive in La Vista Monday about noon. The last confirmed sighting of Ryan was about 2 o'clock on Monday that day. He is autistic and considered high functioning. Prior to his disappearance, Ryan had done searches regarding hiding from the police, hiding underground, and how to avoid being spotted. So that makes it even scarier. Again, at the time he went missing, he was 11. He's now 13. He's 5'8", weighs 125 pounds, has brown hair and hazel eyes. He was last known to be wearing a black jacket, which is the two pictures on the far right there, blue jeans, an Old Navy shirt, and had a polka dotted umbrella, which has since been located. He did have his backpack, but it's unknown if the backpack had like survival supplies or just his school supplies. The law enforcement is now considering foul play in his disappearance, sadly. And we do know that his umbrella was actually located in the vicinity of a dumpster in his apartment complex. And one of the original theories was thought that maybe he climbed up into the dumpster and trash truck came along and dumped it. And he may have wound up in a landfill, but they're kind of leaning away from that now for whatever reason. But I know they were considering that.
Might be his search history.
Might be. That might be.
Which that would pull me away from that idea.
Yeah.
I mean, I know my daughter at 11 years old, at 10 would know to get out of a dumpster,
Well, yeah.
So,
and police are asking that if you see Ryan, not to approach him, but just follow him at a safe distance, call 911 immediately, or call the La Vista, Nebraska Police Department at 402-331-1582 and let them know where you see him at. And like I said, it's been 2 years, been a little over a year, actually, year and a half. But, I mean, he's a teenager now, and hopefully he's safe or something. But, I mean, hopefully we can get him found and back home, because it's, like I said, it's been a long time. I did some searching around on the internet, and I just couldn't find any new articles, any new information, any new anything. So hopefully we'll get some information soon.
Yeah, hopefully we can find some answers there.
Yeah. Definitely scary.
Yeah. All right. You want to keep going with Lamaya?
Alrighty. She is missing from Wichita, Kansas, September 20th of 2022. She was 13 when she was missing. She would now be 14. She's 5'4", weighs 170 pounds. Has black hair and brown eyes. She was last seen in the 6900 block of West El Standra Circle in North Wichita. Again, she was 13 years old when she went missing. She's now 14. She's 5'4", weighs 170 pounds, has black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information regarding Lamia's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, and I'm sorry if I butchered that, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9452 or 316-660-9456 or 316-268-4111 or KBI at 785-296-4017. See if we can't get Lamaya found and back to her family where she needs to be.
All these kids so young.
I know, it's crazy.
So young.
Just don't get it.
I mean, I kind of remember being that young, feeling like I knew everything, but I knew to come home,
I don't think I ever entertained the idea of running away, though. I never had a reason to or anything like that.
I might have had, 13-year-old validated reasons to, you know what I mean? Like things that you would validate at 13 as being a reason to want to run away.
Yeah.
But as an adult, you're like, that's just a growing pain. You know what I mean? You're just finding who you are in the world, and you're fighting against the people who are close to you. It's just something that happens.
Right.
But, I never acted on it. Never really did.
Right.
I didn't have the best upbringing, but my mom always made sure, my home always felt safe for me to be at.
Yeah, me too.
All right. How about we do Caden?
Alrighty. Caden Conley. Reminds me of the country singer John Conley. Let's see. Cade's missing from Pittsburgh, Kansas since October 2nd, 2022. He's 16 years old, 5'10", weighs 160 pounds, has brown hair and hazel eyes. Wished I had more information on his disappearance, but I don't. But if anybody does have any information regarding his disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call the Crawford County, Kansas Sheriff's Department at 620-724-8274 or KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't get Caden located and hopefully back to where he needs to be.
Yeah.
I wish I had a better picture, but that was the one that was sent to me, so
Hey,
all I had to work with.
you got what you got, you know.
Yeah. Yep, Kelly brings up a good point down here. She says, if your home life is bad or you're struggling, you should reach out to the proper people instead of worrying everyone. It's terrible. All these poor kids are missing. Yeah, definitely is.
I agree. Yeah, it's something, you know, we might overlook sometimes or not think about when talking about some of these missing people's cases is what their home life actually is like. And for them, their home life could be worse than trying to be out on their own.
Right.
And, you know, you just hope that there's at least that they're safe, man. You know, that's really, that's the big thing.
Definitely.
All right. How about, I might mess this one up. Lamia? Lamia?
I would say Lamaya probably.
Lamaya?
Okay. It could go either way, though, to be real honest. Yeah, it could go either way. I'm trying to find her flyer here. I know I pulled it. There it is. Gosh, sorry about that. Again, she's missing from Wichita, Kansas. Lamaya Enave. Since August 18th of this year, she's 15. She's 5'6" to 5'8", 145 pounds, black hair and brown eyes. And again, I don't have much else on her. But if you have any information regarding Lamaya's disappearance, you know her whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9452 or 316-263-6011 or KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't get Lamaya located and back to where she needs to be.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of these we don't have a whole lot of information on tonight.
No, a lot of time on these juveniles, especially, I really don't get a lot of information on.
Hopefully,
just the basics. Really,
we can get some more info.
Unless they get connected with a family member, that's usually where I get ones with more information. Is when I get connected with a family member.
All right. Let's see here.
Trying to remember which ones we've done.
No, I got it. Okay. I got it pulled up. I was just looking at other stuff real quick. Let's see, James. Look at Geisler.
Yeah, we've done one for. We've done him before, but it was this is a more recent flyer, and the picture on the left-hand side there's a more recent photo that I was sent of him, and a better one in my opinion. He's missing from Junction City, Kansas. It's September 12th, 2022. He's 15, 6 foot tall to 6 foot 1 inches tall, 185 pounds, blonde or strawberry hair and green eyes. It's believed he may be in the Manhattan, Kansas area or Council Bluffs, Iowa area. Again, he's 15 years old. He's 6 foot to 6 foot 1, weighs 185 pounds, has blonde or strawberry hair and green eyes. If you have any information regarding James's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call the Junction City, Kansas Police Department at 785-762-5912 or the KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't get James located and back to where he needs to be.
All right. We take a quick break and we'll be right back.
All right. This is actually the The cold case playing card case for next week on Monday. But since we don't have a show Monday, I'm going to do it tonight. Let's see here. It's James and Diana McAtee. This is from October 13th, 1977, Grandview Plaza, Kansas. James and Diana McAtee were found stabbed to death in their residence in Grandview Plaza, Kansas on October 13th, 1977. Both James and Diana suffered multiple stab wounds over their bodies. If you have any information regarding James and Diana's deaths, please call the Geary County, Kansas Sheriff's Office, 785-238-2261. Or you can call Junction City Geary County Crime Stoppers at 785-762-8477, or text your tip to TipJC to 274-637 and let them know what information you may have in this case so they can help get some justice for James and Diana and their family as well.
You said this is going to be featured on the card?
Yeah, it's on the 5 clubs there. And these flyers basically are going to be not only posted on our pages as well, but my understanding is they're going to distribute them to all the correctional facilities in Kansas. So they're going to be getting around.
Good. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully somebody who's incarcerated knows something.
Yeah.
And then
Hopefully
maybe they've been keeping quiet for so long they don't care anymore. They're going to come out and say something, but they just need to be reminded.
That's why Kansas is doing these now, is because other states have already been doing them, and they've had some success with them in other states. So Kansas wants to try to do the same thing, see if they can get have some success in closing some cases.
Good.
And
I'm glad they're putting that out there and giving it a shot. I mean, that's awesome that it's working in other states and everything.
Yeah.
All right. How about we go Destiny Jackson?
Yeah, the namesake of the show tonight. And I know we've done her covered her flyer before. I've added a new photo, the one on the far left there. And I've added another little piece of information as well, but I'll cover the flyer first. She's missing from El Dorado, Kansas since July 10th, 2022. She's 15. She's another 15-year-old, 5'5", weighs between 100 and 105 pounds, blonde hair and blue eyes. It's believed she may still be in the local El Dorado area, or maybe in the Wichita or Heston, Kansas area. And the new piece of information I added was, or the Topeka, Kansas area, because it's some information coming out that indicates they may be in Topeka, or she may be in Topeka as well. Caution is advised. If you see her, do not approach her. Immediately contact law enforcement instead. And you can call the El Dorado, Kansas Police Department at 316-321-9120, or KBI at 785-296-4017, or your local law enforcement agency where you might see her, whether it's Topeka, Wichita, El Dorado, Heston. But I know they're out looking for her hot and heavy. I spoke with her dad before the show earlier today, and he is pretty upset and distraught and wants her found and brought home. So hopefully we can help make that happen.
It's a good thing that they're able to reach out to you, and they have that resource, or you have that resource as well to really help, get these things out there.
Right. Let's see, Shady Bourgeois has joined us. Hey, Shady Bourgeois.
Kelly was asking, do we have any more info on, was it Star Gail Boomer?
No, but we can sure cover her again next week.
Let's jot that one down. We can give that one a shout out next week.
Writing my notes down here, and Trish, I haven't forgot about you and Stephen Bettles. I just forgot to get him in the lineup tonight, but I just jotted his name down too, so haven't forgot you, Trisha.
All right, how about we cover Dane?
Okay, this one's going to take us all the way out to California.
Well, it's out of state. All right.
Yeah, Dane Dusdick. He's missing from Sacramento, California since October 1st. He's 17. He's 5'11", weighs between 150 and 170 pounds. Has brown hair or hazel, kind of brown eyes with that hazel tint to it. He went to be with friends and was supposed to go to homecoming. He never arrived back home. His last contact was 2 p.m. October 1st to his mom. Then all social media went quiet and his phone went dead. His last known to be in the area of Watt and Whitney in Sacramento. Dane's health is at risk as he has medication at home that he needs. Again, he's 17, he's 5'11", weighs between 150 and 170 pounds, has medium length brown hair and hazel brown eyes. He has an eyebrow piercing and a tattoo of a small moon on his left hand. He's last known to be wearing a blue shirt and red sweatpants. If you have any information regarding Dane's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call Detective Abelia with Sacramento County Sheriff's Office at 916-874-2520 or 916-874-5115 and see if we can't help Dane get located and get him back home. I've spoken with his mom, and again, she's distraught. She's worried. She wants him home safe. And again, hopefully we can make that happen.
And it's like I was saying earlier, it's great that people have the opportunity to reach out. If you're out there and you want to reach out to us, you can find us on Facebook.
Sure.
Reach out to Ricky that way. You can go to kmupod.com. There's a whole thing you can fill out if you have a missing person that you would like us to cover and you have a lot of information about it. Of course, we're going to scrub it against what's actually out there available by law enforcement and make sure we keep up and posted with what is facts and not hearsay or speculation. Something Ricky does, he does very well. But it's a great resource to reach out to us to get some help if you want some help.
Yeah, definitely. I'm glad we got it up and running.
Yeah, me too. Derek has done a great job at getting that going, and
yep,
it's a great website. It's very resourceful.
It is.
All right, let's do the last one before we cover our main ones here, or usuals. That's Cherish Mason.
Yep, and I've actually done flyers for her in the past as well. This one I added a new photo to the one on the left where she's holding the phone there. Cherish T.L. Mason, missing from Wichita, Kansas since August 16th of this year. She's 16 years old, 5'5", weighs 130 pounds. She has black hair and brown eyes. And I wished I had more information. But if you have any more information regarding Cherish's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9452 or 316-263-6011 or at KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't get Cherish located and back home to where she needs to be.
Another young one.
Yeah, another one. That's really heartbreaking. I don't understand.
It's just so many. That's the thing that gets me. It's just so many, or just so young, and it's just it's heartbreaking.
Yeah, it is.
All right, you want to cover old Kenny Rychek?
Sure. Yeah, good old Kenny. Hopefully we can help get him found because missing from here in town, Salina, Kansas. It's November 4th of 2019. 69 when he went missing. He's now 72. He's 5'9", weighs 175 pounds, has gray hair and blue eyes. He does suffer from diminished mental health capabilities, and he's on disability, but he has not tried to access his money since he's last seen. He may have family in northwest Kansas, possibly around the Colby area. He was last seen at the Gospel Mission in Salina. He left there and hasn't been seen or heard from since that time. He does not have a cell phone, a vehicle, or any ID. His main mode of transportation was his bicycle that he rode and pushed around, picking up scrap and cashing it in for extra pocket money. I talked to the folks. It used to be Salina Iron and Metal. Now it's All Metal Recycling. They've renamed it. Still the same folks run it. But I talked to them, and they said they haven't seen or heard from him since he's gone missing either. So, again, he's 69 when he went missing. He's now 72. He's 5'9", weighs 175 pounds. Has gray hair and blue eyes. If you have any information regarding Kenny's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Salina, Kansas Police Department at 785-826-7210 or KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't help get him located, make sure he's okay. I'm hoping and praying he's okay. As I mentioned in prior shows, it's hard to hang on to that hope. I mean, we've had such blistering hot summers and extremely cold winters, and it's hard to keep that hope. But I keep trying because he was the nicest guy. I used to chat with him when he played pinball at the gas stations and the arcade and whatnot, and I never heard him say a bad word about anybody. I mean, everybody was always talking to him and stuff. There were a few people that would give him a rough time because of his diminished mental health capabilities, but I really felt bad for him because of that. But I mean, he couldn't help it. But it's just it is what it is, I guess. But
yeah, it's like Derek always says. He brings up it's a good point. Are his checks still getting cashed?
Yeah, that's something I've never heard one way or another on.
And then if they aren't, the fact that scrap metal place you were saying that he used to frequent.
Yeah.
The fact that he's not frequenting there, I would imagine he'd frequent there to make a little extra cash. So if he's hard up for money, he's either going to be cashing those checks or he's probably going to be scrapping.
Right. My understanding was he did the scrap thing because his payees that were in charge of his money weren't very gracious at giving him extra pocket money when he wanted it. So that's why he resorted to doing the scrapping was for that extra pocket money.
Yeah. Roxanne Fisher wants to know, Jackson wants to know if his bike was located. Was his bike located?
There's been some confusion on that. I was initially told that his bike was stolen, and then I was told that it was replaced, and it was actually riding a new bicycle because his original one was stolen. So I don't know. I don't know whether it was located or not. I never have heard, but there's been a little confusion whether it was the old one, the new one. I'm still trying to figure that out. So.
All right. How about we go ahead and jump into Alexander Perez?
Yeah. I don't know if since Derek's here, whether we can cue that.
I got it.
Oh, do you? Okay. Well,
yeah, his voicemail.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Alex went missing from Ulysses, Kansas since December 1st, 2020. He was 35 when he went missing. He's now 36. He's 5'11", weighs 235 pounds, has black hair that he shaved nearly bald and brown eyes. He'd called a family member via telephone on December 1st and said he'd be coming over to do laundry. He never arrived at the family member's home in Ulysses. Alexander's not been heard from or seen by family or friends since then, and he had been staying with family and friends prior to his disappearance. It's believed that he may still be in the local Ulysses area, or he may be in Garden City, Kansas, or the surrounding areas. And at the time of his disappearance, he was 35. He's now 36. He's 5'11" tall, weighs 235 pounds, has black hair that he shaves nearly bald and brown eyes. He has a tattoo of a bumblebee on his face underneath his left eye. Has Perez tattooed on one of his arms, and he has a tattoo of a cross on a chain across his chest. And if you have any information regarding Alexander's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Grant County, Kansas Sheriff's Office at 620-356-3500 or the Ulysses, Kansas Police Department at 620-356-4600 or KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't help get Alex located and back home to his family. I know it's another family that's searching hot and heavy for him. And
we've had him on, a few family members on a couple times, right? Yeah. I've got that his last voicemail. Here it is.
Okay.
I don't know, man. I'm supposed to be going back early morning to go get some shit and then go get some other stuff down there and bring it back down here, but I don't even know, man. It's been wild down there. It's been crazy. Fucking been held at gunpoint and robbed and tried to beat me up. It's a bunch of crazy shit going on in GC, man.
It's a pretty ominous message.
Yeah, it was.
Don't know if that leads into anything that might have happened to him or not.
Oh, yeah. Trisha Arnold brings up a good point. Talking about Kenny. Yeah. Has anyone checked any other recyclers throughout Kansas? He could be selling scrap elsewhere. I mean, that's true.
A good point. I don't know if anybody's ever looked into that possibility, but I'd
like to think that the police would think of that,
Yeah.
But it's a good point. Something I haven't thought about yet,
Actually, honestly, I haven't either. So, yeah, that's a good point, Trisha. I never thought of that, but thanks for bringing that up. I'll have to see if I can find a way to see if they've looked into that or suggest they look into it or what. Because I don't know if they require ID for selling scrap or not. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Or they, at least, if anything, they could recognize them from a photo,
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Terry
Definitely.
Terry says the last line of that message is so ominous.
It
It's a
is.
very ominous message in general. He's not very specific, He's
Yeah.
just saying that a lot of stuff's going down. He doesn't feel safe.
Yeah.
And
He's been held at gunpoint,
held at
been beaten
gunpoint.
up.
Yeah. So
It's not good.
it's no good at all. Not at all. All right. How about we get into Dana Jane Bruce?
Yeah. Yep, she's missing from Sedalia, Missouri since October 4th, 2008. She was 23 when she went missing. She's now 37. She's 5'2" tall, weighs 98 pounds, has brown hair and green or hazel eyes. She was last seen at her children's babysitter's home in Sedalia, Missouri. She left the children there earlier that day so she could go out for the evening. She returned at midnight, gave the babysitter more money, and asked her to watch the children for the rest of the night. Dana was seen at Malone's Bar on Main Street with a young man driving a late model red Ford F-150 truck earlier on the night of her disappearance. She left with the man at 11:30 p.m. Police have identified the man she was with that night. He traveled to Atlanta after her disappearance, and police questioned him about Dana after he was arrested there on unrelated charges of marijuana possession and driving on a suspended license. Authorities have not named him publicly, but they are calling him a person of interest in her case. Told his questioners that he and Dana parted ways after they left the bar, and he never saw her after that. She left all of her belongings behind, including her hairbrush and toothbrush. She does not have credit cards, a debit card, a checking account, a cell phone, or a car. Again, at the time of her disappearance, she was 23. She would now be 37. She's 5'2" tall and weighs 98 pounds. She has brown hair that was colored brown at the roots and black at the ends with red highlights and green or hazel eyes. She was last known to be wearing a black shirt with the word Rebel and silver lettering on the front and blue jeans. She has a tattoo of a teddy bear with wings and the name Dylan on her upper left arm. She's blind in her left eye. She has a 2-inch scar along her lower spine and a staple scar on her right shoulder. Her ears are pierced one time each. If you have any information regarding Dana's disappearance, you know her whereabouts, please call the Sedalia, Missouri Police Department at 660-827-7823 or 660-826-8100, or the Missouri State Highway Patrol at 573-526-6178, or their toll-free number 866-362-6422, and see if we can't help get Dana located and back home where she needs to be. And I know her family is looking all over for her too. I want to get her home, where she can, hopefully she's safe out there, but, we'll see. And Ellen's saying, thank you for everything you do. And you're very welcome, Ellen.
Mindy brought up a good point here. It says, in order to be paid by a scrapper, you have to give a name for a check.
Okay, so they would have a record.
They would have his name on record at least.
Yeah, and he does sometimes use the last name Brown as opposed to his given name Wright check. So you have
so
to
it could
look
be
for
missed.
either Kenny Brown or Kenny Wright check, one or the other.
Very true.
Definitely. Is there any other cases anybody wants us to get on the show for next week? Or
if there's anything anybody wants to suggest before we get into, I have like I said, I got that located safe video for you guys this week.
Gotta like that. I always like the located safes.
Oh yeah. All right. Well,
okay.
Let's roll it.
always like those. I was just reading Mindy Wilcox's message there. She says, I sent a flyer to you on my neighbor, which I have a flyer for him, but we can cover him next week. His name is Silvestre Mejia Pinedo. So, yeah. Missing from the Greenleaf, Kansas area. So we'll get him on the show next week.
Yeah.
It
feels like
his flyer with some of the stuff that's on this one that I don't have. So I'll update his flyer with some of this information.
And Derek will be back next week as well.
Yeah.
And wish him the best of luck tomorrow night with his gig and his band. Yeah. Well, thank everybody for hanging out with us for sure.
I think you'll be back with us again probably, was it a couple of weeks from now, because he's going to be in Oklahoma City, I believe.
Yeah.
We'll be doing a show there, so you'll be with me again that week, I believe. We'll have to find out for sure. But yeah, he's going to be doing this, I guess, every couple of months. He's going to be going out with his band doing a show somewhere. So
yeah, they're doing their tour is called Not on Tour.
Haley Pelly, 16, missing from Omaha. I will see about getting a flyer made for her. I'm writing this down.
I wonder if she's on NamUs.
I don't know. We'll have to look. NamUs and NCMEC and all that. And Nebraska has a missing persons clearinghouse website also. I'll look there too. But going back to, where is that name? Dane Desdick that we did earlier. My ex-wife actually sent me that and asked me if I could reach out to the family and do a flyer for them. So that's what I did. So yeah, my ex-wife actually sent me that one. She helps me
from everywhere.
Yep, she helps me.
Megan Fogelsong.
Yeah,
we can do Megan Fogelsong.
It's been a while since we've covered her on the show.
It has been a while. That's a good one to bring up too. Yeah.
Yeah. That's another sad one too. Yes. Well, I guess we could go ahead and do our normal show closing ritual here, I guess you'd call it, I suppose. Say, Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us together again tonight so we could go over these cases, and hopefully we can bring some resolutions to some unsolved homicides and bring some missing people home and reunite them with their families. As I always pray, I just pray that these flyers reach the right ears and the right heart, and that they'll do the right thing. And, I want to see some of these missing people brought home. I know there's families that are hurting and searching and wanting answers. And so until next week, until we see each other again, just stay safe. God bless. Take care, and amen.
All right.
If you or someone you know is experiencing a suicidal crisis or emotional distress, please call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-8255.